Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you for being here. On this channel we are talking about rapid healing from narcissistic abuse, coming into the spiritual truth, elevating our consciousness, coming into our purpose on the planet and living the life that was intended for us, which is one of love, connection and joy. Right? Not all the time. The human experience is going to involve some level of pain, but this is absolute not what's meant for us, right? So there is going on right now a major plot twist in terms of the conventional ways of dealing with this have not been working. If you've been in therapy for years, it's not working. You're not meant to be in therapy for the rest of your life. Be in personal development, of course, improve yourself for growth, but not because you're in this chronic state over years of constant healing. That's not the point. Your point is evolution, growth, desire, in a positive way. My dogs are going crazy. In a positive way, dreaming, doing things, experiencing things, right? Plot twist, the narcissistic abuse cycle. Plot twist by radically healing. Plot twist by claiming your authentic power and sovereignty. Please join Sovereign if you can. It will change your life. 6 weeks, $555, a lot cheaper and a lot quicker than all the things you're probably doing to cope. So, and the reason I've got to do that one in a supported container is because it's stuff I need to support you in for that. Okay. The narcissist wants to trigger you. It's a game of cat and mouse. They are toying with you all the time. What they want is a reaction. Now, I am healed, which means I'm not triggered by them, but that means they'll up the ante. Sometimes they'll come at you harder, right? Because they really want to get a rise. And if they can't get a rise, they'll try and use whatever authority or power they think they have, right, to get you in trouble, maybe with authorities, to try and put you in front of the law, to do whatever would really break your nervous system and really give you despair. With a strong energy field, you can still get through anything on this planet, right? But if they can't trigger you, you get healed enough, then they'll try and do something to dismantle your life. This stuff should be criminally sanctioned. We're not protected enough. I know when I was being harassed by my ex, I mean, the police were not very helpful to me because, I mean, it wasn't their fault. They can only do what they can do. But I mean, in harassment cases, it's like I got told to put a no trespassing sign on where I was living, right? But I mean, a narcissist doesn't care about anything, including the law, and especially not a small sign. But that was me. I had to show, and I take a picture of it and show them that I was doing my best. But really what I was being told was, until something terrible happened, they couldn't get involved. I mean, it seemed terrible to send men around my house to try and sexually assault me. It seemed terrible to not give me my privacy. It seemed terrible to put me under a massive community attack where there was gangs of people not only like harassing me, but also like laughing at my downfall because I was traumatized and I had to move and I had to put all my things in the trash. 2 narcissists destroyed all my belongings. One was my dad when I came back from university, and another was a guy out here just to get off on it. When their demons get ignited, they're just demonic. They're just demonic. So look, there's enough. You can get through anything. It does. When your energy field is strong, you've got the power of life force energy, the divine, working for you. There are problems on this planet that you can't solve on your own. Let God work through you. Some of my clients have been in such a trance. Your mind has been poisoned. And when your mind is poisoned, you're contaminated. And you think in very limited ways, very fixed ways. This is the way it is. This is the way it's got to be. This is all there is. My life can't get better. You can't connect to possibilities, potential, and opportunities outside of what you know. So you think you're stuck. And you think there's a tiny predictable outcomes. But when you work where I work, you're actually channeling life force energy, divine energy, which means that miracles can happen. I've seen it over and over in my life and other people. There's no way. I mean, so much of what happened in my life was a miracle. The odds were so against me. I could have been dead twice. You know, I mean, the fact that I healed is revolutionary. Like the fact that I've done things for other people where they've been in the court system, their partners were doing everything to trap them. We worked energetically. Guess what? The whole cases, the legal cases disappeared because the energetic match was no longer there. There were miracles that happened with the people I work with because we're using energetics, right? And we're using divine force in us. They don't want you to know that you can do this. I've done it with my clients. Court cases disappeared. All these obstacles in the matrix disappeared. The narcissist will come at you. And the less triggered you are, the more they're going to try. I had a lady, a beautiful comment on here, which I loved the other day. Just a lady watching the videos. She said, for the first time when she went to court, the narcissist was there, but she was in her power. She didn't look him in the eye, and she disconnected the energy, and he kind of shriveled. This works. So whatever they're going to throw at you, and yeah, if you're not triggered, they might be brutal. They might be coming in with really frightening things. They did it to me. My ex, I mean, how ridiculous was this? He said that he told the police that I hit him. I mean, really? I've got a violent bone in my body. But at the time I was traumatized, and he was just trying everything he could. He was letting me know I had no right to say no to him. I had no right to say he couldn't come on my property. I had no right to my freedom. I was a possession of his. I was the possession of his that had to put up with the lies that apparently he was divorced when I met him. The lies that he wasn't married. If I was to be used in any way objectified by him, that's what my job was. I was his. My rights, my needs, my desires didn't matter. And my right to leave? Oh no, with a malignant covert, the whole community laughed in my face. The whole community laughed in my face and pillaged what was left of the wreckage. When I had to give all my belongings away, no one helped me. No one helped me. They laughed in my face. They were poisoned. Well, again, sometimes you've got to burn down the bridge, cut your losses and burn, but you're not burnt. You're powerful. You know what? I left that and I rose. I rose, not just like a phoenix, like someone who not just like rose from the flames, that would now start burning bridges, completely different. I gave such unconditional love to that community. I was such a good person to a lot of people. They didn't care. They threw it in the trash. Some of those, of course, came back over time to try and come back in. What they didn't expect from someone so loving and caring, and I didn't always have this ability, was someone that would absolutely cut the shit out. No one, this is a plot twist. I'm the loving one. I'm the spiritual one. I'm the caring one. I'm the unconditional loving one. Guess what? There's nothing loving about fueling the devil. I realized that God woke me up. And with that knowledge, I no longer started to resuscitating the dead, the lost. I'll help the suffering. I'm here for it. I'm here for every one of us. I'm here for every one of us that is truly committed to healing, changing, and being who they came to be. But that I was shown, soul detached entity. You cannot revive it. You pour love onto anything else onto this planet, including a plant, it will thrive. Doesn't matter how hurt you are. Doesn't matter how traumatized you are. You can thrive still. But you pour love onto a narcissist, it's just a black hole. It doesn't grow, doesn't come into love, and you get depleted. There's no love there. You're not supposed to put your love there. God had to show me this, that you need to know what to love and what to walk the fuck away from. What to walk away from, right? And the plot twist is, because they've used all the best thing about you is your empathy and your beautiful emotions and your lovely heart. They've used it against you to exploit you because you've projected your compassion that you have into them. You think they can be loving. You think they can change. You think that they must have the same feelings that you have of remorse and guilt. They don't. They feel great when you suffer. They feel entitled to everything about you. And they can be the most spiteful things on the planet if you try and get into any kind of power. My success makes them mad. Made them mad. My ex, the better I got, the more, there's no joint vision. My success made him jealous and mad. I'm not supposed to be better than them. You're already better than the devil because you're good. They hate it. I know people don't like that and think it's a judgment. And in spiritual law, there is no judgment. But I only use spiritual principle on humans. I don't apply spiritual principle to the devil. The spiritual laws do not apply there in the same way, right? They're not your brother. They're not your mother. They're not your friend. Burn the bridges. Burn the bridges, cut your losses. It might have to be a whole community. It was in my life. It was my home. It was everything. And guess what? My life got a lot better once I healed from that. And I healed a lot quicker because I had the tools, right? Doesn't have to take a long time. What happened to me was devastating. What was the hardest thing I think is the people who actually think it's funny when you have a downfall, who not only watch you fall are part of the problem, even if they're not saying anything. No one's defending you, no one's protecting you. People that you've cared for, that you've had for meals, that you've done things for, that you've given love to, you've shown your heart to. The biggest plot twist is the narcissist underestimates the empath, and when you graduate into a super empath and actually connect to your superpowers, oh my goodness me, they are no match. They shrivel up like the little demons that they are. They've got no power there. The divine power is way more powerful than the devil. That's what you don't know, right? But you've got to stand in truth, and the truth is not to fuel it. There's nothing they can do to you overall if you're with the divine, because God does make a way. God does. I had faith. It was hard for me. I couldn't understand what was happening in my life. It was very, very hard, but I did have faith, and the faith does move mountains and create miracles. They throw shit at you. I'll tell you, I don't know, whatever religion you believe in, there is something in the Bible, and it does say something about, you hand it to God and let him deal with it. There is nothing I don't believe in we living in revenge and spite. That's not us. Don't let them steal your heart, right? But God's karma is way more than what you could ever do, right? God can create magic in your life, miracles in your life that you can't even imagine, that will get you out. When you can't see a way out, hand it over. Do the energy work I talk about and trust the divine. Come into sovereign if you can, because I've seen it with my clients, with myself. Paths get made, ways get made where there's no way. But you've got to relax back into your truth, and you've got to be able to connect with faith. And the other thing is burn the bridges. You can't be in conversation with the devil and ask for help from the divine. He can't help you there. You're fueling the wrong thing. You've got to go on the right team. And then miracles get made. And by the way, don't get caught in the revenge. It's not your job to. Don't let your heart get tarnished and wanting to be in that shit. Don't. But when the divine takes care of these things, he can do it much better than you ever could, right? So they do get their karma. They get worse, and the shock they keep, because they trauma bond you and they keep you in shock, right? The things they'll do to you are unimaginable. I never saw that coming with my ex, ever. The cruelty, because he knew that I'd walked away several times, but he knew that I was drawing the line. And of course, I have no right to have boundaries. I have no right, yeah? I'd already just overcommit myself financially in things for like the future and stuff, so he knew that I was going to be more trapped than normal, and he didn't think that I would stand by what I'd said, in terms of what I would and wouldn't accept. And I would actually enforce my boundaries, because I was no longer just a beaten down shell of myself that he had tried to detract my self-esteem, manipulate, destroy and hurt. I no longer needed anything from him or wanted it. And I knew the truth, and the truth does set us free. So keep commenting, keep sharing, get in your sovereign power. Join Sovereign if you can. $555 is nothing compared to what people have invested in this already. And I do need to charge for it. God has been very clear with me about, I had a problem with allowing myself to receive for this kind of work, because, this is the most important work we do. It's the most valuable one on the planet, and we should all thrive. So if you can come in. If you can't, just keep watching. I'm going to keep sharing. I'm serious about sharing everything I know, but you won't get the same transmissions as if you're in a private container, because I have to support people energetically, and I can only do that in sacred containers. There is a sacredness to my work, right? So there's a consent in that, there's an investment in that, and that's absolutely right and correct, and I trust my divine guidance on it. So lots of love, guys. Keep commenting, keep sharing. Please subscribe and share this message. I love you, and I'll speak to you soon.